Shalom, g'day all. This is Tehillim29, back again, doing something for Rainbow Press and Comics. This is a part of the theories, thoughts, and spoilers. And for this one, I'll be covering my thoughts on DC Ink, DC Zoom, and DC Icons. So let's start with the first one, DC Ink. Now this is something free I got at my LCS, along with the other one over there, the Batman Nightwalker. Now they're two different things connected to DC. This is a part of the DC Icons, DC Ink. I read through this Teen Titans Raven, and I must admit I wasn't very impressed with it, as I feel it strays away from the character's origin. If anything, they would have been wiser to go to Marv Wolfman, who actually introduced this character to the DC universe, to give a better backstory around the character. They pretty much keep everything else the same, sort of like in regards to Raven's name. The art was meh, but dishonesty ain't gonna work with the kids. Moving into the DC Zoom. Okay. What did I like about it? The art definitely wasn't the best. The writer does actually put in something at the beginning to indicate that this is sort of like his own version of the Super Sons. To be honest, I think he would have been better stating that this is actually an Elseworld story to the reader, so that both parent and child can understand. And even if you have to put in a glossary definition of what an Elseworld story is. With one of the characters in there, which is linked into basically not only this volume, but also the next volume, which is coming out this upcoming month, I believe, having to do with the Foxglove. To add on top of that, in this, the character of Damien, who they want you to call as Ian, doesn't actually know who his mother is. So that's sort of like kept the secret to the viewer or to the reader. As for John, yeah, okay, we already know who his parents are. I'm glad they kept that the same. But they never really take on the iconic Super Sons gear. That's the only thing different compared to the mainstream Super Sons. Things that would sort of help this comic, or help this DC Zoom graphic novel, is if you actually made recommendations to the DC canon stories of the Super Sons. That would be the next best thing to make this series work. And yeah, to keep things the same with maybe Damien's mother, still keep him as the son of Talia al Ghul, unless the writer plans on making Damien the son of Catwoman. Which wouldn't surprise me. It's happened on one Elseworlds already. The art wasn't the best. The story was alright. It loved to play on the doomsday version of climate change. But it never really offers any solution. Now, moving into the Batman Nightwalker. Out of all of them, this is the one I liked. Yes, it's a freebie. It had about, what was it, close to 2 to 3 chapters, which is enough to get the reader interested in it. It respects Bruce Wayne's origins as the sort of like what leads into the path of becoming Batman. It also introduces a new villain, which, if the writer does right, might be a nice introduction into the DC universe, which is canon. But still, it should be stated that these are Elseworld stories, if they in fact are Elseworld stories. That's the only bit where you're being dishonest to the reader. And the reader ain't gonna like that, especially if they're big into DC canon. Apart from that, let's keep it colourful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And a big thanks to all those who have subscribed.